Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner Studio, and with me today is the ladies from Samuel's Public Library, Michal, Ashby, and Erin, Rooney. I keep forgetting their titles because they have so many. But you're the adult supervisor of all the goodies that go on, and you are the children's and some other things you do. So first up on the calendar, I was telling her, it looks like they were just here a couple days ago, but
I know.
the month has gone by so quick, and we're here to talk about all the great things that are happening in November and some things going on into December. So what's the top of the list today?
I would love to bring up that we have our fantastic holiday writing contest, and I know I wrote it up last month, but the entries are due November 5th, which is coming up super quickly. And for all those writers and artists out there, please enter, because this is our first year. We're having a huge reception. It's going to be extra, extra special this year.
Right.
One of the things I wanted to highlight is Rappahannock Electric is one of our many partners. We partner with National Media. We partner with Royal Oak Bookstore. But they're actually paying for the reception and the printing of the booklet. And so I want to give a big shout out to Rappahannock Electric, because this is their second year helping us. Yeah.
They do a lot.
They're also on the education committee. You know,
they're involved.
Jeff Hinson.
They really don't have much to do with the town, but boys surrounding the town in the southern part, they do a lot. They provide all the electric service around in the county area.
Yeah, I have such respect for them, and so
they're great people.
So I wanted to mention that, but then I also wanted to remind people that we have a wonderful Dungeons and Dragons program for the teens, and that's November 26th. And we also have the sheriff coming in again for story time, and he's fantastic. They come in every single month, which is super sweet and generous of their time. And so that will be November 23rd. And those are pretty much what I wanted to highlight. Although we, as you know from hearing me speak every month, we try to get in a lot of authors. I am such a big believer in the local, just how important the local authors are in this community. And we're having a wonderful author by the name of Laura Reynolds. She's going to be here November 12th. And it'll be at 11 a.m. And so if you want to meet another local author, please come to that. Right after, we will have aspiring artists. So if you want to dip into a little art, that would be a great day. Art and literature. Is there anything better than that?
If everyone has a book in them. But it's good to talk to these people that have actually taken that extra step, and you can pick up some pointers and some things that motivated them, that inspired them, and how they get around their writer block.
Yes. The more I speak to local authors, the more inspired I am. And maybe one day I'll put out a book. We'll see.
Well, the easiest way to write a book is just sit down and have someone interview you and talk about it, because your brain has all the information in it. So just record it, transcribe it, and then use that as your starting point. Then go back and start editing and adding. Oh yeah, I remember that, and I remember that, and
because you have like the framework of it.
You have the framework done,
absolutely.
So it's a lot easier to do it. It's that first word when you sit down at the, used to say sit at the typewriter. You can say how old I am, but when you sit at the keyboard and you say, chapter 1, once upon a time, so something happened, but I can't remember what it was. You get a block,
But speaking of stories, we have one of my favorite programs coming up November 5th. We have our story walk, and about 4 times a year, 3 or 4 times, we do a special program to highlight the story that we have. The new story will be The Mitten, and we will have a fantastic craft for everybody that comes to that event. It'll be at 11 o'clock. We will read the story to them, and we will learn all about hibernation, because we're heading towards winter, whether we like it or not. And so
we don't like it.
I don't know. I think it's an interesting time. It's a beautiful time. Snow can be beautiful. Yeah.
The sooner it can snow, the sooner spring can get here. That's how I look at it.
It's also relaxing, though. If you look out that window, it's so quiet. It's beautiful. So I think there's a lot of good things about winter.
Yeah.
So.
But then the next day, it's all black and cruddy, and people have plowed it all over. It's all over your sidewalk.
Not on the side roads. I live in the farmlands. It still looks pretty good.
It is nice. It is. Yeah. It's a great thing to do it. Let's go back to this book for a second.
Sure.
I want to give Mark runs our camera during these shows, but he's also our senior graphic artist here at National Media Services, and he's done this for many years.
I could not not do this without you, Mark. And how many years have you? Well, maybe I've been doing this with him for.
Well, we've done the very
16 years I've been here.
And that's what makes your program so good is this book.
It is, and it's through...
And we do thank the Rappahannock Electric for paying for it.
No, absolutely, but I have to tell you, it's such a comfort to me every year to be able to bring this to you because I would never go to anybody else. Like, I know when I bring this, Mark, it's going to be a job well done.
And it's pretty classy, isn't it?
And it's really important to me because you have to understand, I'm meeting hundreds of parents, and it's so cute. Even before the reception, I will give them a phone call and tell them that their child has won, give them big congratulations. And so many of them tell me that this has made their holiday... the whole entire family is satisfied and happy. And so the book is really important because they get that book on the reception. Yeah. And so if it was not high quality, that takes away from the beauty of the event. Yeah. And so, Mark, kudos to you because I could not do this without you. I know we're embarrassing you and I apologize. Mark's a little shy over there. So.
I embarrass him all the time, but he does a great work, and it's really it's good to do that.
Yes.
And it's it's not. It's still economically priced.
It's very economically priced.
But the graphic work that he takes and manipulates and puts together in the layout and make it look really, it's cool. It's really
and the time he takes. Anytime I've had a question or can you move this around, it happens right away.
Well, I want you to know that we only bill you probably for a very fraction of the amount of time it takes.
I know, and I'm so grateful for that.
Part of our sponsorship there. But it is, it's a lot of work, and that's the thing I tell people when they get printing done. The printing press doesn't care what you print. Garbage in, garbage out. But if you take a little more time and spend the time on the graphics and the design and things like that it's much more attractive. And it costs the same to print something that looks good or something that just looks cheap. It costs the same.
And I feel like your National Media Services just does such a good job.
Well, this reflects back on the library as well. When you walk into the library down there, it's a first-class operation. It's not a cheesy little... You've been to a lot of libraries that, they have no budget, no staff, no volunteers, and you walk in and it's just a bunch of books on a shelf. That is the complete opposite of the Samuels Public Library.
Thank you. I think we're very, very lucky because we have a lot of partnerships in the community, including with you, that make us stronger. And so we're all sort of going towards the same goal together. And people respect the library, they honor it, and by doing that, they're helping us achieve our goals to make it better and better. Because that's the whole... we just want to make it the best it can be.
Well, I'm waiting for the amphitheater to get open.
Oh, do you know how excited I am?
That'll be so cool, I think, to be able to put on just something else. It's just it's a nice little location right there. It'd be kind of cool when that happens. And that'll be one more thing you guys can do down there.
Yes, and the other thing, I always want to remind people, and I know we're heading into the slightly chilly season, but we have such a beautiful organic garden. Right. And we give people chalk. You can... color on the hard surfaces. It just gets, washed away by rain. We have organic fruit in the warmer weather. We have herbs. Children are invited to pluck. As long as it's with the parents' permission. It's really a children's garden that is meant for them. It's not a formal, staid situation.
You're not taking that stuff home and cook with it at night? I know you.
Oh, sometimes I do. Absolutely. Proud of it.
All right. So enough of the plugs and the kudos for each of us. But so is it time for Erin now?
It is time for Miss Erin.
All right. So what do we got going on?
So I have a couple really cool things. First thing coming up in November, I have, this is going to be next Thursday at 6:30, I have a presentation with author Claire Griffin.
Yes.
She's a Kirkus Book of the Year author who spent 17 years researching her new historical novel called A Rebellious Woman, which I have right up here.
I met her over at the Warren Heritage Society, and I did a little interview with her. And you can check that out on the Royal Examiner, and I'll put the link to it. But she was really excited about Front Royal and all that. She came here. I think she lives in Pennsylvania, if I recall.
Yeah, she lives up in New England.
But she's really a wonderful lady, and she's written this book that is really, it's historical fiction. But it's the first time I ever heard that word. I'm thinking it's almost all books are historical fiction. But anyway, this is very well received and gives you a really good story.
I'd love to read that.
Yeah,
I think
really
it's
good.
wonderful.
So, I'm sorry I cut you off there, but
No, that's okay.
Yeah, but you need to see her and come talk to her because she has a lot of cool things to say.
Yeah, she spent a ton of years researching Belle Boyd, who's a local historical figure. She was a spy during the Civil War. And this particular talk, she's going to be specifically focusing on how Belle's actions were considered scandalous when viewed in her time period. Because there was strict etiquette for people, in society back then, especially for women. You couldn't do this, you couldn't do that.
Couldn't show your ankle.
Yes, or you had if you had to ride a horse, or you couldn't go out, without a chaperone, that type of thing.
Sure.
So she's going to be focusing on specifically how her actions in the for basically it's women's history, that type of thing, focusing on women in that time period. So yeah, she's going to be with us at 6:30. It is a virtual program, so if everybody wants to sign up, you can go to our website, samuelslibrary.net, and anybody who signs up will send the Zoom link so they can tune in. We'll also be recording the event too, so if somebody you can't make it, we will put it on our social media, so on YouTube channel, people can watch after the fact. So
that'd be cool. It's really an interesting person. She has a lot of cool things to say. All right, that's number one.
All right, the next thing I've got, we have the Master Gardeners who are going to come in. Most people don't know that we actually do have a seed library at Samuel's Library.
Wow.
It's located at our reference desk. It was put together by the Master Gardeners. They come in and they'll update it. They'll put more seeds in and things like that. But you can just come, and the whole concept is if you see a couple of seeds where you're like, I want to learn more about this particular plant, try and grow it. You can take the seeds, and if you end up growing, you get some seeds you can put back, that type of thing. So
yeah, that's really a neat thing. Kids do that. They grow the seeds in the class, but that's really something to watch because you see it up close, and everybody just assumes or takes for granted how things grow. And when you see the seeds, it's kind of like an ant farm. When you watch them work, it does bring a whole new perspective to little ants or the plants or the beans.
An appreciation, really, of it. Yeah. And I have to comment on this. I have used this twice, and I am so impressed with your diversity and just all the little treasures that you find in there because I have a huge greenhouse. Sure. I'm a big grower, and so I really like to grow heirloom things and some unusual things, and you guys have that.
Well, it's Master Gardeners.
So, but you're also offering, without your space. It's
and we don't take. We take for granted seeds, but that's a big industry. In fact, there is a world seed bank. Mm-hmm. You know about that, right?
Yes.
So, seeds have done. I guess so when the Armageddon comes, we'll be able to protect our seeds. I don't know why, but anyway, there's a world seed bank.
It's so interesting. I even once wrote away to them because I had read in a book that if you write away, they would let you try some of the very rare seeds. Now, they never wrote back, but one day I'm going to try again.
Right. All right, well, that's number two. That's a cool thing.
They're going to be Thursday, November 10th, 6:30. It is going to be at the library, and they're specifically going to do a program that's focusing on how to teach people to save their own seeds, so how to harvest them from stuff that's already grown.
Right. So, but don't swallow watermelon seeds, right?
You might get a watermelon plant in your belly.
Isn't that what they always say? Look what Mama, you must have swallowed watermelon seeds. All right, that's for another topic. All right.
That's cute.
And then the other thing I wanted to highlight was it is coming to the end of the year, so we have Books and Beyond will be meeting in November, and that's our book club. It's going to be Thursday, November at 6:30. November 17th. And it is hybrid, so if you want to join through Zoom, you can, or in person. One of the things that we'll be talking about is starting to think about books for next year.
Okay.
So.
That's it?
That's what I got.
What? Only? Okay. You got a lot of things. So much stuff goes on at the library, and of course we publish 2 or 3 times a month your list because it's always changing.
I so appreciate
it. Comes up and down and goes on, and it gets a lot of views and a lot of comments, positive comments. And the people that use the library appreciate it, and I think less people use it than what we, I think we have room for more people to get down there and check it out because
absolutely
it's a gem in our community. We really should be appreciative of all the things that happens at the library. Just so many things, especially when you got to have a planner that's that big with all.
Well, one thing we didn't mention is we are going to be at Hometown Halloween this Saturday, and I, along with several other people, will be making balloon surprises for kids, and we will have candy when trick-or-treating comes up. So we're really hoping that people come visit us, learn about what we offer. In case you haven't come to the library before, come to our little area and, get a balloon, get some candy, and learn about all the good stuff we have.
Here, I thought she was going to tell me she's going to participate in the zombie walk and then go to the
I am all dressed up, but I'm not going to be a zombie. I'm not going to say what I'm going to be until you see me.
A little hocus pocus there, I can imagine.
Yes.
The Good Witch from the North, or whatever it is. Yeah. A lot of cool things at the library. Check it out. Please do. It's just a great gym in our community, and we appreciate you coming in. So we will probably see you again around Thanksgiving time. I assume.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about December, and we'll talk about all sorts of cool things that's happening. All right.
Wait till you hear what's coming up in December. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay.
Lots of surprises.
That means we got to come back and watch again.
Yep.
All right. Thanks again, ladies. I appreciate it.
Thank you.